Newly released footage has shown the moment that a man killed his girlfriend's 7-month-old baby girl after allegedly abducting her and plowing his car into an Ohio home. Jonathan J. Baker, 23 years of age, of North Baltimore, Ohio, allegedly took the child, his girlfriend's 7-month-old baby girl, whilst armed with a gun. Soon after, he contacted the girl's mother and told her that he was feeling homicidal and suicidal. Apparently, he said that he had killed the child. It seemed that at that point in time, that was not the case. However, there was a tragic police chase, which did result in the child's death. Police dash and body cam footage now reveal the moment before Jonathan Baker accelerated in his yellow Camaro during a police chase and crashed the car into the side of a house purposefully. That crash killed the 7-month-old baby girl that was inside the car. The alleged kidnapper is still in hospital in critical condition, so he survived. He's getting the medical attention that he, in inverted commas, requires. Police have launched a homicide investigation. So we see the footage. There was a police chase. Jonathan Baker jolted left and then erratically veered off the road, perhaps accidentally, I would think purposefully, slamming into the side of a house. Thankfully, here's a blessing. Nobody was inside the house at the time of the crash, but of course, the crash took the life of the 7-month-old baby girl. It has also left the alleged kidnapper, the alleged murderer, in critical condition, which I have no problem with. I do not wish him a full recovery. We're told that the infant, the 7-month-old baby girl, was removed from the vehicle via the back window. Life-saving protocols were administered, but she was bleeding from the head. She had labored breathing. She was taken to hospital, but tragically, she passed. Responders continued to try to rescue the alleged kidnapper, the alleged murderer, for an hour and a half. He was given all the attention, all of the resources that he required to save his life, despite being a murderer, allegedly, of his girlfriend's 7-month-old baby girl. That's pretty much all we know. We're told that there was a dispute, an argument between the scumbag alleged kidnapper who went on a police chase, perhaps purposefully crashed his car into the side of a house. Thankfully, the house had no one in it at the time, but tragically, the crash led to severe injuries of the 7-month-old baby girl that was in the car, his girlfriend's child. We're not told if he's the father. Perhaps it's irrelevant, I don't know. We are told that when police searched the car, they found a gun as well as 2 spent cartridges. Is that relevant? I don't know. You guys are allowed guns. This happened in Ohio. I don't know what your gun laws are, but I presume you guys are allowed to have guns if you want to have guns. So maybe that's not relevant at all. Maybe it is relevant. If we're to ask ourselves, why would a 23-year-old do this? What would drive them to act in this way? He's classified it as feeling homicidal and suicidal. Well, why would you be homicidal and suicidal? What kind of life have you been leading? Is this a moment of mental illness? Is this a temporary psychotic episode? Or have you been leading your life down this criminal route, down a route of violence? Are you a gangbanger, Jonathan J. Baker? Is that what's going on here? Are you a general arsehole? I presume so. To do this, to involve yourself in a police car chase, to drive at speed in a residential area, to either purposefully or accidentally slam your vehicle into the side of a house whilst being chased by police, whilst you have your girlfriend's 7-month-old baby girl in the car. These are the actions of either someone in the grips of a psychotic episode, or really ultimately, in all likelihood, just a complete and utter scumbag. Just someone who's riddled with bad behavior, riddled with selfishness, lacking self-control, wanting to lash out and blame the world. Oh, I feel suicidal. Oh, do you? All right, well, there's other ways to go about it. You don't have to take the life of your girlfriend's child, perhaps your own child. He had a gun, he had cartridges. Why did he have to risk the lives of others? Why did he have to take the life of his girlfriend's 7-month-old baby girl? There's got to be an element of selfishness. Maybe that's too soft a term. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I read through these articles and sometimes I feel some level of empathy for the perpetrators. And typically I feel some level of empathy when it seems clear that the perpetrator is is in the grips of insanity. We have the recent case, I can't remember the location, I did make a video in regards to it, of the father who lined up his 3 sons and shot and killed them, executed them using a rifle. He also shot at his wife, who sustained a fairly minor injury. Thankfully, his daughter ran away and she was unharmed in a physical sense, but of course massively traumatized. I felt some level of empathy for that scumbag psychopathic shooter, because I can only process it that he was in the grips of a psychotic episode. No sane person could act in that way, execute his 3 children. In this case, I don't really feel that level of empathy. I suspect, and I could be wrong, that this is a guy who acts in these selfish, arse-holish, reckless ways as a matter of course. Why am I making that judgment? I don't know. He's got a yellow Camaro. I'm being serious. We don't have to have these big beefy cars. We can get a sensible little car, Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, whatever. A vehicle that will get us from A to B, but no, this arsehole has got to drive a big beefy car, and lo and behold, he's willing to go on police car chases with his child inside, or with a child inside. I don't know. To me, my read on it, which could be wrong, is there's a recklessness there which I don't think comes from nowhere. I think that's how he chose to live his life, and I think he was being somewhat honest when he said to his girlfriend that he was feeling homicidal and suicidal. Yeah, he was. He wanted to kill himself, he wanted to die, and he wanted to take the life of another, to inflict harm on the victim and the victim's family, lashing out like a little fucking piece of shit brat, like a child, you know, just wanting to hurt others. No sense of maturity. I don't know, maybe my ramble has been complete nonsense here, but I'm gonna wrap things up in any case. Of course, full condolences to the family of the victim. We don't know her name. We know that she's a 7-month-old baby girl killed following a police car chase. The driver purposefully, well, potentially purposefully, slammed the vehicle into the side of a house. Thankfully, no one was in the house at the time. The 7-month-old baby girl, who could be the driver's daughter for all we know, we don't know that, we're not told, but could be the daughter. She suffered head injuries. She subsequently died after being taken to hospital, despite the efforts of first responders. By the way, I don't blame the police. We don't know the full details, but we do see the car chase. I mean, it's kind of like a car follow, isn't it? I mean, this guy has kidnapped his girlfriend's child. He's got a gun in the vehicle. He's told the mother that he's killed the child already and that he's feeling suicidal. The police did the right thing as far as I can tell. It doesn't even look that they're going crazy speeds. Crazy for the location, a residential area, yes, but I wouldn't blame the police at all. I think they were doing what they had to do, and tragically now they have to face the trauma of being involved in this horrible situation. So I'm going to wrap things up. As I say, please don't watch too many of my videos. I have dropped off from making videos as regularly as I would like, but this seems to be the case. I get into it, I make a lot of videos, then I get a little bit overwhelmed and I take a bit of a break. Seems like that's how it is. Also, I've had a bit of a cold, arguably COVID, which I now seem to be getting over, so perhaps I'll be able to make a few more videos. But either way, don't watch too many. They are depressing. Some of these topics kind of wash over me. You know, I'm used to it by now. I don't get too mentally or emotionally involved. But then others, as I read through them, I just get angry. And I think I've gotten a little bit angry towards the end of this one. So I'm going to wrap things up. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.